haven't looked this weird in a while. Oh my god, is that my voice? Excuse my lisp, it's gonna be very lispy today. In the spirit of Halloween, hang on. I'll put these back in later. In the spirit of Halloween, I decided to do a makeup tutorial on one of my favorite vampires, Nosferatu. Nosferatu is one of the first vampire movies ever made. The first one was in 1922, I believe. And they did a remake of it in 1979, and both of them are spectacular. If you haven't seen them, go watch them yesterday. And yeah, this look is, I mean, not entirely canon, but it's totally inspired by them. The two different actors who played Nosferatu did it a little bit differently, so I'm kind of pulling different aspects from both of them, but they were both bald, so I kept that. Also, both had teeth like this. So if you have long hair, you're going to want to put it in a bun and then clip that bun flat against the back of your head.
Take a regular ponytail, wrap that around in a circle and clip it down. It doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as it's flat. Then put a couple more clips in to catch any loose hairs, especially on the back of your neck.
Next we're going to take our bald cap, put it over forehead first, and pull it tight. Mark the area around the ears and the hairline. Now that I'm all marked up, I'm going to take my scissors and cut along those lines. I do this like way before you actually have to be ready because this part takes a while. If you're committed to being bald, which I am, but not committed enough to shave my head. And now you're ready to spirit gum. Okay, so just under the line of your bald cap, you're going to take the spirit gum and put a small amount along the entire edge, avoiding your hairline. Oh, it's starting to look weird. I'm sorry about never showing you guys me putting in my contact lenses. I don't put in my contact lenses in an advisable manner, so I don't want my viewers getting that influence. By the way, these are the gray zombie contacts, and I got them at Spooky Eyes. I will link that below. Alright, so the drying part takes kind of a while, and I recommend a hairdryer for this. And the bald cap just takes patience, a lot of holding it down. Then comes the liquid latex. This is by Miran, a really good one. And you're just gonna help blend the crease of the bald cap into your skin by applying a thin layer.
And don't worry about the white part, it will turn clear once it's dry.
Also wash your brush out immediately so that the latex doesn't dry on the brush. We're gonna put on our ears. I find that any kind of like Spock or elf ears work perfect for this. I know in both versions he had various levels of pointy ears. I feel like in the older version I remember them being kind of long, and then in the 1979 version they were maybe a little more rounded. These are great because you don't really have to hold these on. They don't take much time to dry either. And you're just going to put the spirit gum on the inner edges, and then once those are dry, you'll do the same thing with the latex. Then hair dry yourself again! Okay, so now that that's all dry, I look like a gremlin. I look like Fwick from Merlin. We're gonna fix that though. The way I like to do really, really pale skin is I'll take my normal foundation, for me it's W1 by L'Oreal, and I'll mix it with the Manic Panic Dream Tone, and I'm just gonna mix a buttload because it's gonna go all over the bald cap, all over the ears, all down the neck. You thought we were looking weird before. Woo! Same company, Manic Panic. We're gonna take virgin pressed white powder and we're gonna smooth out all this weirdness because it is gonna be a little bit patchy with the latex. Okay, the label is worn off, but this is Manic Panic. I think the color Raven. Any black eyeshadow will do.
I'm just using the sponge applicator for this and putting a nice layer over each eyelid. And then pulling a small amount down under the eye as well. Then I'm taking my liquid liner and lining the eye completely except for the inner corners. It's up to you how much of a cat eye you want to do. With an angled brush, I'm going to be taking a dark burgundy eyeshadow and starting the shape of my eyebrows. Go ahead and make them rather bushy arches. And then I'll be taking a pencil and helping to make them more angular and filling them in. Going back to the angled brush and the black eyeshadow, I'm going to be making lines on either side of the bridge of my nose to give it a long, pointy look. And pulling that color down the sides of my nose as well, curving around the nostrils. Same color, same brush. Suck in your cheeks and make a line in the shadow with the brush. Then with a thicker contour brush, below the line, fill the color in completely. Take your brush and make a circle in your temple. Do the same thing and fill that in with the contour brush. Moving on to under the chin, take a rounded brush, same dark eyeshadow, and follow along the line of your jawbone. Now for my teeth, I wanted them to be just like a vampire bat's. So I have 2 longer fangs that I will be putting on my canines, and I will fix them in there with polygrip, and then I'll be taking 2 little short ones and putting each of those on my incisors, again with polygrip. I'm just using the lipstick in color Pristine, the black lipstick by Illamasqua, and you gotta be kind of careful when you're doing this because your fangs are gonna make your lips a slightly different shape, but it's a lovely finishing touch.
I'd like to think this makeup tutorial could be for both guys or girls. It's meant to be more of a scary vampire than a sexy vampire. Like, what happened to vampires? Like, back in the day, they used to be scary looking and, like, not very attractive. Some of them had the widow's peak going on. And then all of a sudden, they're, like, sexy teenagers. And they're wearing corsets, and they have long flowing hair, and they're running around shirtless like Lestat from Queen of the Damned. So I'm just making a movement to bring scary vampires back. Scary, lonely vampires. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Nosferatu. He's really just a lonely guy who's lived by himself forever, who doesn't know how to talk to women. I also feel like he's that friend who everybody had in school growing up, who at one point got a couple of rodents as pets, in his case rats. And like, he thought he was getting both girls or whatever, but he didn't pick his rats right, so one of them turned out to be a boy, and all of a sudden he's got all these baby rats he doesn't know what to do with. He doesn't separate them soon enough. So pretty soon he has more and more and more rats, and he's trying to like pawn them off on his vampire friends. Like, yeah, this is Versalius, and he gets along really well with other rats. In fact, he could get adopted with so-and-so, and his friends are all like, no dude, I don't need a pet rat, thanks. So yeah, and that's just him for the rest of his existence, like the guy with an out-of-control rat problem. And they live with him in his castle, and then they go wherever he goes, and they spread the plague. Nosferatu, the vampire with the rat problem. I apologize for not having made a video in a while. I've been in school working on my science degree, so that's kind of taken priority. I really wanted to make this for you guys and hopefully give you some ideas if you're on the fence of what to do for your costume. One thing I will say about bald caps is that they are super hard if you've never done them before. Have a friend help you. I am not the best authority on bald caps, so I would watch tutorials that are specifically on bald caps if you are serious about doing this look. I'll link some below. And as always, I will have links to every single product that I use. This gorgeous embroidered jacket is also very vampire-y. It's by Hearts and Roses. It's very comfortable. Who wants to be in the video? Halloween Kitty gets an F for participation. But we got this one! I have a bat costume for Halloween this year. Happy Halloween!